Hey there friends, welcome back to another LEGO set review. This is one of my favorites of the year, I'm not gonna lie. This is from LEGO Indiana Jones, not the original line. This is the revival of the theme for 2023. And this is called Escape from the Lost Tomb. This is a $40 set. It comes with 600 pieces for minifigs. And it is excellent, especially the value you're getting. It's quite amazing. Uh, Before we take a look at the tomb itself, which is packed with stuff, let's take a look at the minifigs. We'll take a look at the fourth one later. That's part of a feature. But let's start with Indiana Jones. He is back, and he's better than ever. Here he is. He's got his whip, satchel, he's got his gear ready to go. Brand new. He does have a new hat piece with the hair in it. And two faces. Got the smirk. I gave him the smirk, but he does have an annoyed face as well. And just a phenomenal figure. My favorite of the year. And he's got the gloves on as well. Excellent minifig. Great. Nothing to complain about with him. I have a minifig Monday of him as well. Here's Marion Ravenwood, Indy's old flame, who is trapped with him in this scene. She's got her dress that she got from Belloc. Indy tears part of her dress off, so that's why she has a torn look there on her legs. She's got a torch, and she has not a new hairpiece, but it's a good hair. Does have back printing and another face where she's scared of everything. And she looks, honestly, her and Indy are like tied for my favorite figure in the set. It's hard to like, I almost want to pick Marion because I never had her, but like Indy is so good. They're both really special figs. Just so good. The detailing is just awesome. And then you've got Sala, who's brand new to the LEGO Indiana Jones theme. We never got him in the old sets. He came in the video games, but he was never in like a physical figure. So here he is, John Rhys Davies, looking awesome. He does have great printing for his desert garb. Unfortunately, there's nothing on the legs. That's the lamest part. There's no printing. It's kind of weak, but he does have back printing as well. No second face because he has the head wrap, so that covers that. But his face does look great with the big smile. One of Indy's close friends. Such a cool figure. Very, very nice to get him. And as I said, the fourth figure is in the set. We'll take a look at that right now. Here it is. It's honestly pretty big. It's not huge, but it's a $40. Like, I have built many $40 sets. This is probably my favorite. It's probably the most impressive. Just, there's so much, like, density to it. It has a lot to it, and it's pretty awesome. It does have three kind of big features, interactive features, and I think 17 stickers. It sounds like a lot. It's actually not that much. Most of it is very easy to apply. Aside from these curved stickers for the jackal statues, which we'll get to. Those are my favorite part. Let's take a look at the middle, I guess. We'll start with that. This is built on a couple base plates. It's got a very sandy look, obviously, because this is underground. And this is the resting place of the Ark in the film. Ark of the Covenant. You can see it right there in the middle of that arch. And it's got a lot of cool look to it. The set does have a lot of cool colors. It's got sand, you know, tan, black, yellow, some gray and blue. Very cool. And you can see there's a bunch of snakes littering the ground. You can see they're slithering away. And Indy's trying to get rid of them with his whip there. And Marion is scared out of her mind. Let me switch her face. Here she is. She is just terrified. She just, get me the heck out of here. And yeah, I like this part here because you got a bunch of flames on the ground. And it's very, you know, pretty true because there was a lot of, you know, little torches and fire in that scene. And they look really cool. And you got a bunch of snakes. Not new snake pieces, but new colors. So you got dark blue and dark green. And they look great. And yeah, I like this whole area because you can recreate these scenes where Indy's like they're trying to fend off the snakes, and it's really cool. I especially like this snake piece right on the left here. Point you right here. So here is this, I think it's a cobra piece. It looks like a cobra. I'm pretty sure it's the snake that Indy first meets when he gets down there, and he's like face to face with the snake. I think that's the scene. That's what that's supposed to be, and it looks great. You had a couple of those pieces. You have one right over there as well. It would have been nice to get one more, but it's fine. I like all the clips holding the snakes, although I don't know why they're gray. It's a little weird, but okay, it's fine. It's just a nitpick. Anyway, let's move on. You've got the the arch for the ark. And it's a beautiful, like, burnt yellow color. It looks bright on camera here. It's actually much darker. It looks great. You've got, this top section here. And a lot of these have stickers. So right by the statues, there are hieroglyphs. And I don't know, I think most of these are kind of made up. Maybe, I'm not really sure. But you can see here, there is R2 and 3PO. Look at that. Star Wars reference. Boom, let's go. There it is. And that is accurate to the scene in the movie. There is a scene, you had a freeze frame. But there is a very brief scene where you can see these two behind Indy when he's checking out the Ark. It's a very quick scene, but it also appears in the original set, the original Lost Tomb set, which is from 2008. And there you go. Some hieroglyphs. You can see the Ark is right here, just sitting there. We'll take a look at that in a minute. There's a pedestal here. We have a couple of sarcophagus, pharaoh-looking things right here behind the Ark, looking amazing. Those are stickers, but they look great, shaped really well. Coffins right there. We got a couple more hieroglyphs with I'm pretty sure this is a reference to the Sankara stones from Temple of Doom. I am 90% sure that's what that's supposed to be. Speaking of references, there are several, but let's take a look at the Ark, which is different from the original. I think it looks better, personally. I just think it looks nicer. It's got a couple stickers on each of this brick here, or on the side of this brick. Got some bars so Sala and Indy can take the Ark out of the tomb. And you got some pieces on the top to represent the angel wings, looking great. And it's got a 2x4 on the bottom, so you can take it on and off this pedestal. But once the Ark is removed, then Indy and Marion are trapped. And this is where one of the features comes in. Around this side, you've got a snake coming out of the wall, and that leads to another thing. Indy learns that there's a snake. Snakes are popping out of that hole. Here's that hole, and you can kind of see there's a lever on the side, and there's a spot on the ground. If you look back here, there is a bit of a build. It's a little hard to see, but there's a snake in here. You can just load it up. It's like a snake dispenser, and essentially, it's kind of hard to show because this is all one area. But let me get Indy. Here's Indy. We put him in there. Stay. Okay, there. And there's a lever. You push this down, and the snake pops down. It's so simple, but it works really well. It's like a little like candy dispenser of snake, and there's the snake, and try to attack Indy. And it works really well. It's really simple. It's like a bunch of technique, but it functions so nicely. And that's only the first feature, folks. That's not even the best thing. But that's a cool feature for sure. Let's see. There are a couple more. So there are these massive statues that are fantastic. The build for these is so cool. And they tower over the figures. Like, you look at Marion, and she's like a pipsqueak compared to these things. And yeah, they move, they rotate, and they're built really well. They got the tongue, the eyes, you got the couple stickers on the necklace and the waist as well. It even has abs. That's so cool. It's got abs. Essentially, they got these two statues here. And one of them has a whip. This is for my final display on the shelf. That's why that whip is there. So Indy can hold on. But there is a really ingenious feature. This is probably the best feature of the set, in my opinion. So let me take Indy. Have him climb the statue, just like in the film. Give me a minute. And now he's attached. Okay. So this is the best part of the set. So you can see there's a lever here, and there is a wall back here. You'll notice there's a wall. I'll get to that wall in just a second. There is detailing. But this is the coolest thing. So in the movie, you remember Indy, leaps on the statue, topples it. That's what you can do. So these statues can rotate, but what you want to do is take this lever. This is Technic. You push it forward, and the whole thing topples. It's so good. And the best part is, you can reset it. 2 simple steps. Take the statue, put it up. Take the wall, put it up. There you go. And it's back to normal. It's so satisfying. Putting Indy on there, making him topple it. It's so good. And the best part is, it doesn't break the pieces or your table, whatever you're putting this on. So that's great. And this wall, speaking of that, it's hard to show this because there's a statue in the way. But there is a wall with a ton of references. I believe this is a Bionicle reference. This is another Sankara stone from Temple of Doom, I'm pretty sure. And this is a Exoforce reference, or Space Police, it's one of the two. But it's great, big sticker, but it looks awesome. You got an eye peeking out there. And there's a bunch of more references before we move on. There's a Crystal Skull reference. Okay, that's cool. Really like that movie. I've softened on it. There's lots of hieroglyphics. I'm not sure if these are real. I'm sure they probably are, but yeah, they look great. And I wanted to give you a close look at the statue really quick before we move on. That's what that looks like. It's all black and gold, but looks just... These statues look remarkable. They're built really well, and they just look intimidating. Super awesome jackal-looking things. And they don't look great from the back, but you know what? You're not looking at it from the back, so that's fine. And once this wall is knocked down, by the way, there's a rubber piece, so it won't break. Once the wall is knocked down, there is one more interactive feature that is brilliant. So you take Marion, she goes through the wall, and she's trying to get out, obviously. And there's a section right here where there's a jump scare moment. So there, you can see the minifig right there, but there is a mummy minifig, and you take this. There is a sand green section right here. You take this thing right here. There's a piece. You pull it out, and boom, the mummy minifig jumps out, scaring Marion, and that is so good. Here's the minifig, by the way. The mummy. It's ridiculously detailed for something that was only in the movie for like 5 seconds. It's like a dead corpse just sitting there. But okay. There's some studs. You can put the minifig's legs. And this section is kind of small. There's one more sticker back here. It's hard to see. But it is some eyes and some spider webs. And looks pretty good. I like this. And you can just have Indy and her escape. And that is the set. That's the whole set. It is fantastic. There is so much that goes into this wall too. When I saw this revealed, I'm like, oh, that's small. It's like, it's just a wall. Like, that's lame. But when you get it in hand, like, there's just so much to it. Like with the minifigs as well. I mean, they didn't even have to put the mummy in there, but I'm glad they did, because it adds such a cool, it's like a very cool moment. You got Sala in there for the first time. You got the Ark, which looks great. All the stickers look really nice. But the statues are where it's at. I will say my one real complaint is there's not enough snakes. There should be a lot more on the ground. Because if you look around, or if you've seen, there's not been a lot of snakes. So that's probably my least favorite thing. I mean, I have snakes, I have my own snake pieces that I've had for years, so I'm gonna add more. But it's so good. Like, you can display this. It's such a good display. Like, you could put this on a shelf and people will know, oh, that's the Well of Souls. That's the tomb that they were in. And the jackal feature, the statue knocking over, it's so good. And you've got the wall back there, lots of useful parts, lots of snake stuff, and the Ark entrance is cool. All the hieroglyphic references, the Lego references, and it's so great, especially for the price, like $40. It could be a little pricey, but you're getting like 600 pieces. That is insane for a $40 set. Like, Lego Star Wars wishes they were this cheap, right? And it's so good. The value, I mean, all the figures are brand new, I mean, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing bad with this set. It is just an awesome set. Other than the snakes, you can add your own. It's not even that big of a deal. And the features work really well. And the statues. I can't praise the statues enough. Those things are so good. This is such a mile above the original set, which was such a tiny thing. It was 20 bucks, but still. If you're a Lego fan, if you're an Indiana Jones Lego fan, if you're just an indie fan, you want to get at least one of these new sets. And seriously, that you will enjoy this. Building it's fun, playing with it's fun. It's just great to see Indy back as a figure and as a theme. It's so good. But let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have this set or you have the original. What do you think is better? Yeah, my favorite set of the year. I think so. I think other than the fighter plane, these two together, I think are some of the coolest sets of the year. But that's it. I'll leave you with the recommendation for this one. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and take care.